We have dire news from the northern territories. The village of Stronbrad is under siege by raiding orc clans. These savages strike without mercy, burning homes and slaughtering innocents. Our scouts report that their leader, a brutish warlord, commands them from the shadows. Our forces in the area are thin, but the people of Stronbrad depend on us for protection. You must rally what remains of the local militia, fortify the village, and push back the orcish invaders. The king's army cannot assist you at this time. The burden falls upon your shoulders alone. The Blackrock clan has struck again. After raiding Stronbrad, they've captured innocent villagers and dragged them to their camp deep in the foothills. Our scouts report a horrifying discovery. The orcs have returned to their demonic ways, sacrificing our people to the Burning Legion. This cannot go unanswered. The orcs are led by a vicious blade master who seeks to strengthen his clan's connection to their demonic masters. We must act swiftly, establish a base, bolster our forces, and launch an assault to destroy their encampment. The blade master must be defeated before he can complete his dark rituals. The Wizards of Dalaran have reason to believe the recent outbreaks of plague originated in the northern villages along the King's Road. Reports from survivors speak of strange shipments and shadowy figures moving in the dead of night. These villages may hold the key to understanding this growing threat. Your orders are to investigate these villages and gather any clues regarding the source of the plague. Exercise caution, General. The land grows darker with each passing day, and the king cannot afford to lose more men to this vile sickness. The plagued grain shipments that have devastated our villages appear to originate from Andorhall, Lordaeron's central grain distribution hub. Our scouts report sightings of shadowy figures moving within the town, suspected to be members of a dark cult. The town is eerily quiet, but we've confirmed the presence of Kel'Thuzad, a necromancer believed to be orchestrating this plague. You must investigate Andorhall, uncover the source of this foul corruption, and bring Kel'Thuzad to justice before his dark plans spread further chaos. If we fail here, General, the kingdom's fields and farms will become graves, and the people of Lordaeron will have no hope of survival. The cult must be stopped, no matter the cost. An undead horde marches toward Hearthglen, using foul sorcery to raise the dead as reinforcements. Each casualty we suffer strengthens their ranks, giving them the means to overwhelm us. We must hold the town until the undead exhaust their resources, then launch a decisive counterattack to annihilate their forces. To succeed, we must keep our losses to a minimum and prepare for a counterstrike when the moment is right. Hearthglen's survival depends on your leadership, General. If we falter, the town and its people will fall into the enemy's grasp. Stratholme has fallen into chaos. The plagued grain from Andorhall has poisoned the city, and its unsuspecting citizens are already succumbing to its effects. Worse yet, the undead leader Mal'Ganis has been spotted within the city, using the plague to swell his army. The plague turns its victims into mindless undead. If we allow the infected citizens to linger, Mal'Ganis will claim them as soldiers for his growing horde. We have no choice, General. To stop this evil, we must eliminate the infected before they can be turned. It is a grim task, but one that must be done for the survival of Lordaeron. This mission will test us like no other. Without the aid of the Knights of the Silver Hand, achieving victory will be exceedingly difficult, but we cannot falter. The fate of Stratholme and perhaps all of Lordaeron rests on this decision. We've arrived on the frozen shores of Northrend. This desolate wasteland is as unforgiving as it is dangerous. Mal'Ganis has retreated to his stronghold somewhere deep within these icy plains, but his forces roam freely across the land, ready to strike at any moment. Before we can take the fight to Mal'Ganis, we must establish a secure base camp. This terrain is harsh and our supplies are limited. Strengthening our position is the only way to endure the battles to come. Once fortified, we can begin the search for Mal'Ganis and strike at his lair. Humanity has been betrayed. King Tyrannus is dead, struck down by the treachery of the Cult of the Damned. In the wake of this tragedy, Prince Arthas has seized the throne and branded you and your officers as traitors. The new king has dispatched the remnants of Lordaeron's forces to Northrend, along with the Silver Hand Knights who harbor a deep grudge over Stratholme. These knights have already seized our ships and are preparing for a large-scale assault on our base. To make matters worse, undead forces are beginning to move in from the tundra. If we don't act swiftly, we'll be caught between the Silver Hand and the Scourge. Our only option is to repel the knights, secure our ships, and retreat to a safer position before we are overwhelmed. General, this is no ordinary battle. The Silver Hand fights with righteous fury, and the Scourge's numbers grow by the hour. Our survival depends on your leadership. We must move quickly. There is no room for hesitation. Our situation is dire, but not hopeless. Frostmourne, the weapon that could have turned the tide of this war, has been destroyed. While this may seem like a loss, it spares us the corruption such dark power could bring. The light still guides us, and our resolve remains unbroken. King Arthas' forces continue to press us from the east, bolstered by Silver Hand Knights loyal to their misguided king. They assault our position without pause, and as long as Arthas stands, they will not relent. If we are to survive, we must first bring him down and turn his own forces to our cause. With King Arthas defeated and his forces in our command, we can launch a decisive strike against Mal'Ganis. The Fiend lurks in his citadel, commanding his undead legions. To end this war, we must destroy him once and for all. Only then can we claim victory and ensure humanity is free of his corruption. With the fall of Mal'Ganis, the Scourge forces in Lordaeron retreated into the shadows, no longer a threat to the living. The land, once consumed by the nightmare of undeath, began to heal. It was not an easy victory, but it was a victory nonetheless. And in the aftermath, Lord Garithos and his newly formed order, the saviors of mankind, found themselves recognized by King Arthas, who granted them a place within his service once again. It was not just a victory over the Scourge. It was the beginning of something greater, a vision still in the making. Lord Garithos, once a man who faced betrayal and doubt, now stands on the precipice of something much more. He has become a figure of strength, a symbol of resolve for those who still believe in the cause. As for Lord Rothar, he had long served the light, fought the darkness. With the war behind him, he retired from the battlefields, seeking solace away from the clang of swords and the cries of war. His days of service were done, and though his heart still burned with the love of his kingdom, his mind now sought only peace. As for myself, I, Bilric Rothar, was named general by King Arthas himself. A new path opened before me, one that would lead me across the battlefields of the future. With an army now at my command, I am bound by duty and honor. The flames of war have not yet been extinguished, and the weight of command rests upon my shoulders. Lord Garithos, his eyes are set on a greater goal, one that stretches beyond the borders of Lordaeron. With the power of the Alliance at his back, he seeks to unite the human kingdoms under a single banner and lead a crusade against the demonic forces that threaten all of humanity. But that is a tale for another time.